Get ready for this.
Let's do the overlay. Oh, we're on the overlay.
Yay.
We're alive.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dirty 20 Gaming's Sunday night game, Stars Without Number. Tonight, we start our fourth episode, Coast of High Barbary, second stanza. Virtual tabletop is Roll20. Our models are provided by Hero Forge. Our overlay is provided by OBS. Art assets have been provided by Pixabay, and our music is provided by bensound.com. Ship's log, secondary array GT 1100, self-designation Logos, April 22nd, 3200. It has been 195,275.5 days since our last software update. The crew has made contact with LINS 2, the asteroid station in asteroid belt 22923 Belyov. Byte has determined that the crew of the LINS has been subjugated by pirates, and their requests for trade have been to shore up critical supplies. With the pirates presently hiding in the asteroid belt, the crew has accepted their offer of trade in an attempt to make direct contact with the crew and perhaps recruit them aboard the Proxima Icarus. Captain Booker, Maiko, and Gerard have boarded a cargo lifter to travel to the station, but disaster has struck. A moderately sized asteroid struck the cargo lifter in transit, destroying the aft end of the shipping container. The crew has been carried to the station by the asteroid workers miners. All right, so we have Maiko, Booker, and Gerard aboard the cargo lifter, with the lack of seatbelts for Captain Booker having proven to be a problem. So we're going to actually open up with you making a saving throw for us.
All right. Out of character, can I just say it's terrifying to me that I'm captain?
You can.
All right, saving throw. Dexterity?
You can do a dexterity to try to avoid any like blows, or you can do a fortitude to just soak it off.
All right. I'll do evasion.
Okay.
9 versus a 12. Crap.
Okay, so. All right, so you're going to take 4 hit point damage.
Okay. That doesn't cost a lot of hit points.
I mean, it's a limited interior and you are not buckled in.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, I'm aware.
It would have put me out before we went to level 2. So.
All right. So the miner's cargo lifter has gotten the ship to the safety of a hold, and is sealed behind it. So now the three of you are, in relative safety. The spider web of cracks that has gone across the glass of the lift is definitely leaking air. It's uncertain whether you'll have enough to return safely to the ship. Without backsuits for everyone. You have a multi-tool with you, but it doesn't have a lot in the way of fillers. So I will let you make a fix roll to try to find a jury-riggable fix from what's inside of the lift.
I don't have duct tape.
Here, I have an extra gun.
Maybe some
just
bubble
tape
gum.
that to it.
Gum.
Nope,
Gum.
gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's where I put my dice.
Expansion foam in 0G. That's all I'm gonna say.
Gerard, Booker definitely caught what you think was probably a stray wrench that jostled during the hit. There's definite mark on his head from where it impacted. Split skin.
Oh, he bleeding.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Don't have any sort of medical kit or anything yet, so I'll do the best I can to treat him.
It's there is ship's lockers that are aboard. You guys have been here for a week. There's both a ship's locker and an armory. I think I let you guys pick equipment and weapons that were out of it and take it with you. So a standard med kit will absolutely be amongst that. And if you would have taken that with you,
Yes.
I don't mind retroactively having it with you.
Yeah, I don't recall that locker, so I remember that the supplies I found, some of them were past their expiration date by a few centuries.
That was in regard specifically, I believe, to
Lazarus
some of the
matches.
medical supplies that Booker needed, right?
Well, in general, there were a few things. That's the list that I put together. The things we needed was a med kit, scanner, et cetera. So I don't know if there was any of that in the locker.
Yes, you will be able to have medkit scanner. It's anything that I think I said was under 10,000 credits,
Okay.
as the actual
yes.
price of the thing on the ship is 10,000 credits. So
My
All right,
fix
so
roll
we'll-
is. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Go for it.
We'll take a look at him, make sure that he's okay.
he's bleeding, but like I'm not even going to require a roll for you to treat it.
Is Booker still like conscious, or are we
I think so.
I believe so.
like
Yeah.
what kind of medication are we? What kind of application of med are we talking about?
At point,
Considering the blow of the wound, I'm suggesting stitches.
you may not even need stitches.
Oh, great. Better than my plan of literally superheating a piece of metal and then pressing my head against it.
Does anybody have some nail
Or
glue?
vice
like,
versa.
That
I think
would probably super glue.
There's probably some in the med kit. I'm going through it right now.
it's 1 point of damage. You got a band-aid? Get mommy to
4.
kiss it better, maybe?
4 points.
Oh,
4
4 points.
points.
Okay, that's definitely going to require a mommy kiss it better then. Yeah.
Exactly. But
This
that's
is
what I
not
have the
quite
med kit
D&D.
for.
That is actually quite a bit of hit points.
I
So,
know. I
okay,
made
so
the joke thinking it was 1, and then I was in too deep to stop. So
You're fine. All right. So the fixed roll that you got, Maiko, yeah, there are both solvents and glues in the med kit, and this should definitely be enough to keep the glass of the lifter from collapsing as you go back.
Wait, we're using super glue from the med kit on the window and the head?
There's an adequate supply to treat the wound
Okay.
and to treat the lifter.
You know,
Besides, I tend to heal
Dermabond.
quick.
Dermabond is a thing, and it's wonderful. It's great for cats. They can't pull out their stitches. Oh yeah.
You're in the middle of trying to like fix up the window when there's like a wrap on it. You can see the miner that was in the other lift is like waving at you through it.
Yeah, Maiko's not so wrapped up in fixing it that, you know, she doesn't see him coming, so she's just like, hello out there. Hi.
Yeah, and
Just 1 second.
he does like the 2 thumbs up, like, are you okay? You see him
Let them in.
trotting over towards one of the doors.
She's
we
giving
can't
like
let
the
them in,
2
Captain.
thumbs
They're
up.
way too happy.
No, she's giving the 2 thumbs up and then we're like, oh wait, and then glancing around to make sure everyone else is okay. Okay, so she'll go over and let them in and then go back to fixing the window or finish fixing the window or whatever the heck.
The miner comes back and he has 2 like vac masks in hand.
Mm-hmm.
When he sees that you are wearing a vac suit, but the other 2 aren't. They're designed for like temporary transitions through environments that have been destabilized.
Okay.
Thank you.
But when you open the door, he kind of quickly passes them through and then pushes the door back closed.
Right. Here, put these on.
I guess we put them on.
Well,
For our safety.
either that or the head wound is going to be a very minor consideration very soon.
No, I understand. That's why I'm putting this on.
Good job. I'm sorry, I'm laughing out of character. The look that just crossed your face. Sorry. Okay, so Maiko is, I guess, waiting for them to put the mask on and then opening the door back up.
Yeah, the miner kind of gives a wave. For those who pay close attention, Booker, it doesn't look like he's armed. Although he does have like the kind of implements that you would expect a miner to just have normally, which definitely would qualify as improvised melee and ranged weapons if needed.
Yeah. Oh, Booker assumes everyone is armed, regardless of whether or not they are.
Howdy there.
Someone keeps rubbing their neck against mine.
Saucy.
No, just adorable.
Okay.
Do you want to say hi to the people?
I'm totally distracted by the pupper, but that's okay.
Just look down, look down. Some folks aren't allowed to look at chat. You're not allowed to look at the dog. Just cover it with your hand. And
The GM's brain is like, puppy! Okay, so the bite, you're kind of picking up the chatter that's going back and forth between the cargo lifters. There was the first immediate reaction of like, oh my god, did that hit them? Are they all right? You know, like, didn't she see that asteroid coming? Better go check on them. You know, bring them into. And after a point, that kind of, looks like your lifter was a little damaged, Icarus. We're still going to bring out the supplies, but we can deliver them directly to your ship if you would prefer that.
Who is that communication going to? Bite?
That's going to Bite and Mortel.
Okay.
Bite from he's in the like in a strong, I can't remember the name of this room now. But getting that in. Is everybody okay otherwise?
We're having somebody look in on them. From visual, looks like they're okay.
Okay. Is there a way that you can bring our people back if our stuff is too damaged to do so?
We can give you all a lift if it's needed. You have a external access to your ship, right? We can just drop the cargo in.
Bite would know that. I do not.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
we do.
part of the area that's right beneath
Okay.
the cargo is designed for loaders to like just connect to without ever having to like enter the ship or dock into shuttle.
Okay, then Bite would give that information over.
And you're kind of, you're doing a little bit of coordinating with that since you have the ability to like watch them very closely, and they're just on an approach, coming in with the cargo.
Yeah.
There's no signs from your sensors of like hidden weapons activation or anything like that. So
As soon as Bite is distracted, I want to bugger off. I want to head towards the
Bite's been
gunnery
hiding
bay.
from Mortel.
I know, but as soon as you're like pay, because you got to be looking for me to be hiding from me, right? So the moment you turn on the radio, I'm gone. So yeah, and I'm heading to the gunnery bay engineering sort of area, and I want to see if I can get in there without them stopping me.
yeah, there's droids already. You're talking about the forward gunnery bay, right?
Yes, the one with
Okay.
the big gun. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then there's I think it's the forward or is it the rear one? Because it's
No, there's only
on the left
single
side of the
gunnery
map,
bay on
so-
the forward area.
okay. So
Yeah, that's
so
that's the forward.
perfect. Yeah, I'm heading in that region. I would like to, if I can, I want to get into the actual gunnery bay itself, but that's going to take me a while. So
No,
when
it's
you get
it's
there,
not
so,
locked. You're not prohibited from
Yeah.
it.
Once I'm in there,
There
I'm gonna
are
look
two
for-
droids in it though.
Yep.
There are.
I'm just going to walk around. I'm not going to say a word because I don't talk to droids because but I want to look around for a piece that looks small, fragile, and preferably out of regular line of sight, but vital. And I know nothing about guns, especially artillery pieces. I just am looking for something that's small that I could break that isn't really obvious, that looks vital.
Make a fix roll.
Okay.
If you don't have the skills, I don't mind us. So
Oh, I think I fix. Find out. Nope, I don't. That's right.
The only thing you fix is books.
Meh. So -4. Bam. Assuming that would be intelligence. I'm trying to figure it
Yes.
out with. Yeah. Okay. So
No.
A4.
So, um,
Yeah. Okay.
there's a connected wire that you think is going to be powering an important system that should be easily replaced and whatnot. What you're not expecting when you put hands around it is for it to be live.
Okay. Yep.
There's a kind of immediate spark and jump. It's not enough that you're taking electrocution, but you feel it run up your arm and kind of cinch up muscles and everything, and you can see both of the droids turn immediately.
I'm gonna let's do that. Yeah, I'm gonna play up the spasm, and somehow in the midst of that, my knife is suddenly in my hand, and I fall forward again onto that little cable. And I'll take another shock. I don't care. I'm gonna try and strike with my knife and accidentally cut that little cable as I fall again.
Okay. All right. You are also going to be taking 4 points of damage.
Yep. Fair enough.
One of the droids is kind of standing over you, making annoyed, not annoyed, concerned sounding beeps.
Yeah.
And there's a sound of movement out in the hallway, and a larger droid that looks like a lifter type comes into the gutter right there, and is first off lifting you off of the cable that you've cut.
Yeah.
And then pulling you away and towards the med bay.
Perfect. Yeah, as I back away, slide my knife back in there and look up at him and, oh, thank you, you big handsome fella. Catch me, I'm all aflutter. And I faint into the droid's arms and let them carry me to the med bay. I'm not unconscious, I just faint.
What's quite the difference there?
I'm pretending to faint.
Okay. Just making clear. I didn't know if your character was the type to actually pass out from pain.
No,
Faint.
it's an EINT, AINT.
You're fainting a faint.
It's
A faint, yeah.
Swoon.
Oh, yes, there it is. That's the one. Yes, because a swoon is intentional.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All right. So back aboard the station. The station definitely looks the worse for wear. The back masks are helping, although they don't do anything for temperature regulation. But the miner kind of waves from behind his. He's like, we're gonna head this way. It's a little bit warmer up on the bridge.
GM, how
So,
sensitive is my race to temperature? Are they still hardy when it comes to temperature?
Yes.
Okay.
You're also the only one that's actually in a vac suit that is designed to be, temperature accommodating.
Come on in, the asteroid's fine.
It's all right. Used to work in snowdrifts. A lot of lying there for hours.
Yeah, the miner kind of gives an odd look and I don't think I've ever seen snow. But he leads the three of you through. It's definitely this is a station that is on the edge of not even being livable anymore. It's very clear that the connecting areas between some of the larger rooms are no longer being heated or pressurized. So it's something that's reinforced when you get to the bridge and the door kind of briefly opens and you can feel the rush of air. And the miner kind of rushes through, and two others there's 2 others that are on the bridge at the moment. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of get in.
So here we are. Do you guys?
Yes, sorry, that blow to the head makes it so I've slightly forgotten why we were coming.
Well, I think we
Definitely
have
not a
a
week's
little
worth of
bit
time, real world.
Pirates are coming back.
I think they
Trick
have a
them to
little bit
come
of
back.
a pirate problem.
Yes.
Here
You
to
guys are
offer them
dealing with
help
one group of
one way or
pirates.
another.
I'm dealing with another group of pirates. Bite doesn't think they're pirates. Yeah.
No, they're his friends.
Yes.
So Booker just kind of looks around the room. Which one of you would be your leader, I suppose?
Take us to
Captain
your
says
leader.
one of them. Says, guess I'm the closest thing. He says, crew chief here. Says, name's Atticus.
Nice to meet you, Atticus. I'm Booker.
Says,
Kind of goes into
this
shake a
is Teddy.
hand.
And you already met Nico.
Nice to meet you, Teddy. Thank you, Nico. So, we've seen that you may be suffering from a little bit of a less than legal situation.
So that was you in our communication systems.
Yes, we're
I
sorry
don't
to
know what you're
intrude that
talking
way.
about.
So,
One of us isn't very good at lying.
he says,
The other one didn't even think to.
he says, Atlas told us, he says, there was something, he says, thought it was a virus, the pirates might have left.
No. It's always a little odd meeting a new group of people. The more intel we have, the better the situation can go for everyone.
He says, we were really trying to get a trade over and done with fast. He says, before anybody came home and noticed what was happening. He says, thought we could get some repairs done. He says, maybe make another stand.
We're thinking, just a thought, but we're thinking that we might bring you aboard our vessel and leave this one here to, well, the polite word is explode.
Says, every man here has a stake in this vessel.
And you'd have a stake in ours. There's no reason to stay here when you're controlled by people who don't care about your stakes.
So there's a couple other reasons not to stay here, namely that we've mined out this asteroid and all the ones closest to us. He says, but we also have some problems. He says, with our own stabilizers working. He says, so I'm sure you've seen, he says, flying anything of size through an asteroid field, he says, requires a lot of precision. He says, a small momentary mistake can have some pretty disastrous consequences.
It does.
And as you can see, we are in need of an experienced pilot, and our ship is a mining ship.
Don't be rude.
I'm not being rude, Mako. You're not an experienced pilot.
Well, that much is true. But the way you said it was rude.
My apologies.
Okay.
It was not intended to be so.
We have people used to flying through mining fields, which is sort of an art unto itself. He says, we have some experienced miners as well. You said your ship was a mining ship?
That it is.
He said, this looks like a cargo freighter.
Inside there is a mining ship.
Dad, there's a great big gun.
He looks thoughtful. He says, this is, he says, not a autocratic crew. He says, we make decisions as a group. He says, so I would need some time to talk it over, he says, with the others. He says,
Well, then talk aboard our the best thing to do would be to talk aboard our ship. At the end of the day, if you decide not to stay with us, we can drop you off at the next port. But staying here is hazardous to everyone's health.
And of course, if your crew decides they want to stay, we'll be happy to drop you off there as well.
he says, by next port, he says, I hope you're meaning somewhere other than Ramses.
Repeat what you just said, please and thank you.
He says, by next port, he says, I hope you're meaning somewhere other than Ramses, referring to the planet.
Oh, no,
This is-
we're not even thinking about going to Ramses.
Says, yeah, they're having some problems.
By next port, I mean somewhere in the Vertigo system.
He says, you're talking Zenith.
That would be the current plan, yes.
Yeah, he says you wouldn't pay me money to be dropped off there.
What's so bad about there?
He says, the pirates, he says, we're having a problem with here. He says, fled from there.
From what?
Other pirates. He says, apparently they're having a big throwdown as to who's in charge. Something happened on that planet, he says, and it's no longer habitable. He says, so everybody fought it out. He says to get up into ships. He says now they're fighting about who's in charge. He says the way he described it, he says it's like a month-long ship's battle.
I turn to my true crewmates and just, well, we do appear to be in some very unpleasant neighborhoods. Or at least within earshot of them.
I mean, that tracks.
The attic is kind of like, you are pretty far away from anything close to civilized space.
Mm-hmm.
Then let us get you to civilized space. We are going that way anyways.
Says you're planning on heading into the hegemons.
I believe we plan on heading first into the hierarchy.
I'll have to see if anybody has an objection to that. He says when people come to the backwaters, he says with experience, he says you don't ask questions about their background. So that's sort of a rule.
Well, it's not the worst rule. Still,
He says, but I might
we'd
be
be
able to
happy
point you towards some friendly stations or some friendly folks.
which would make you all the more valuable to us. Let me be clear, in a way. You are in a greater bargaining position than we are. We are offering to help you get out. But ultimately, we'd like you to join up with us. Every member of the crew gets a stake. Every member of the crew will look out for each other.
Says, let me make you an offer. Says, my crew will come aboard. Says, we'll help with repairs. He says, we'll eat your food. He says, we'll do whatever work a crew would normally do. He says, when we get to a civilized planet, he says, my crew, he says, when we ship off, he says, they're due a portion of the value of the minerals that they've mined. He says, minerals that are aboard your ship.
Absolutely.
He says, in return, says, you keep them, you use them for what you need. He says, but if they leave, he says, that's their retirement pay, so to speak.
Their prerogative. Understood.
Says, I'm good with that arrangement. Says, and I think I can sell it to the crew.
Sounds well.
Says,
Does that sound?
how long do we have?
To make the decision or to get off this asteroid? Because the sooner the better.
Well, he says, the more we can tear down, he says, the more you can bring aboard.
How long before you expect the pirates to return for another repair session?
Well, he says, we can do something, he says, but it's going to make them mad.
We're planning on making them mad already. We're planning to blow them up.
Yeah, it sounds good
says-
to me.
He says, we can scramble, he says, our location, he says, as far as their navigational systems are concerned. So they'll have to find us the old-fashioned way. Says, it's going to blow out all of our communication systems, though. Says, but it might buy us a day or two.
We should confer with Bite and Mortel and see if they're down for it.
Says, and the one guy that's kind of at the communication station stands up. It's like, you're welcome to use our systems.
How much could you get done in 12 hours? I just want a backup plan.
Says, well, he says we only got, he says, one really good hand at engineering. He says everybody else, he says, it's going to be, most of the miners are used to working ship side. He says, not exactly breaking things down with a welding torch. He says, we didn't do salvage work. He says, we broke more rocks. It's not a lot of subtlety to it.
Did you say breaking
Well,
things with a welding torch?
Go in, he says, for critical supplies, he says, things we can bring aboard.
DM, I can do that really well, can't I?
Yeah, that's all covered under the fixed skills, so you can definitely help, like, manage a crew and stuff like that too.
Do you want help?
Says, you an engineer?
Yeah. Better
Yeah,
at
let
it
me
than
intro-
piloting.
Let me introduce you to Tobias.
I would love to meet Tobias.
Maiko,
Yes.
head to meet Tobias. Start disassembling as much as you can. Gerard,
Yes.
actually, Atticus, is there anyone aboard this station that needs medical attention?
Probably all of us.
I'll take a look at them, Captain. If I can also suggest perhaps starting transporting things right away while it's being broken down, it'll save time.
Absolutely.
You go start loading up a loader. Says, have everybody get their personal effects aboard first. And he kind of, to Gerard, he's like, if you want to take a look at me to start out, he says, Theo will be here too.
All right. I'll contact the ship, let them know you're coming.
All right. So they'll be able to open a communication line, no problem, between Byte and Booker. Byte is just now getting updated by Logos that Mortel has apparently damaged something within the gunnery system, and also apparently damaged himself.
Can you fix the gunnery system? Logos?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go check on Mortel. I can't believe I'm gonna go do this.
I will patch communication. I will patch communications through to you directly.
Thank you.
Like
Was that the
Second
plan
book.
all along?
Please no.
Mortel doesn't have plans. Let's just say when they realize what's happening, by the time the door opens, they've gone from laying in bed to laying in bed like this.
all right. So along the walk down to the med lab, because it's the lower level
Mhm.
and whatnot, Byte,
Yep.
you're going to get contacted on your data lab via Booker.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's gonna keep walking and just when it comes in. I'm headed to medbay for a bit. Can just talk.
All right, Byte. We're sending over. We have a couple options with these people. We are bringing in some. We're bringing in some of the miners with some supplies that they're taking down from their ship already. Just come this way. We can do this either in a day or 12 hours. 12 hours being the maximum I feel comfortable staying this close to pirate space.
I'm not exactly in a place to make sure that we're, not being watched by somebody
That's
right now.
Yeah, that's the second thing.
'Cause,
Communications arrays to be able to do a day, we would need to shut down communications essentially on our side.
Oh, yeah, no.
Understood.
No. We're not taking that risk. I already have Mortel in sick bay.
What did Mortel do?
Apparently they messed with the gunnery systems and hurt themselves, and I'm gonna go check.
All right. Patch me in when you do. I have to chastise him properly.
Okay.
Captain, if I may, we might want to be careful what we say over the open systems, since we don't know who's listening.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to be anything more than. How do you. My commanding officer is very bad at it, but he referred to it as disappointed parent.
I would suggest holding the chastising until we arrive back on ship, unless we want to unwittingly tell the pirates what is wrong and how bad off we are.
All right.
So when
Understood.
Bite patches you through, just simply say, "I don't know what you did, but we'll talk about it."
That was essentially the plan already.
Wait till Dad gets
And
home.
I'm not angry about what you did. Even though I don't know what it is, I'm more upset that you hurt yourself doing it. We will talk about this thoroughly when we get back.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
I'll proceed to give the two crew members a checkup. Well, not a full checkup, since we're still in path, but at least I have the bioscanner. I can give them a once over.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm
And
not going to
Gerard?
require a roll for the bioscanning. Like the way the bioscanner is written is like if you have the heal skill, you just get more info than everybody else. So, but you're quickly going to be able to tell they're in mostly good health, other than the fact that all of them have degrees of radiation poisoning. That's treatable. Like,
Yeah, it is. The question is whether or not we have the medications for it, or at least can synthesize it.
Gerard, before you go and do this,
Yes,
thank you.
or
For your counsel.
my pleasure, Captain.
I'm not particularly used to leading.
Neither am I, but I am used to being cautious.
Understood. Oh, I read chat. I shouldn't have. It was wonderful. I love
No,
it.
you really shouldn't have. This is the same person that always breaks me as well.
I mean, kudos.
Yeah. And while we're at it, just can we double check and make sure we have a supply of potassium iodide?
the person that's running the con kind of like, I can show you to where we've got our medical supplies. I'm not exactly sure what that is.
Right.
All right.
Captain, when you reach out to the ship, just ask them to check our stores for potassium iodide as well. I need to know how much we have.
Understood. Oh, and Atticus? Atticus, if
Atticus,
I may
yes.
have a moment.
Of course.
You have 12 hours. Make the most of it.
Well, and he moves over to like a secondary communication array and see puts like a earpiece in.
Is Maiko already gone yet?
Yeah.
Long
never
gone.
mind. Yeah.
She's got a welder in one hand and her zipline hook in the other, and she's gone.
Yep. I'll text her. I'm assuming we all have a little data slab.
Absolutely.
Her
All right.
face is gonna appear on the screen like, hey, what's up, Captain?
I wasn't expecting a video chat. Okay.
When your mom FaceTimes you instead of just texting back.
Yes. Just be careful. Watch yourself. Captain's orders.
Just for like, you see a shadow fall over Mako on the video screen. Nobody said that Tobias was huge. He's close to 7 feet tall, broad-shouldered. So you're the engineer.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm the third engineer this ship's had.
Okay, thanks, Booker. It'll be good. I'll be good. I'll be okay. I'll be competent. Click.
I know you'll be competent. Just be careful. Click. Gerard, you be careful as well.
I'll be good. Wait, there's too many options. Hang on.
The biggest statement. I can't guarantee that.
So Tobias. So hi, I'm Maiko. And
Tobias.
we are breaking this stuff down, I guess.
Right. Says, like I said, I was the apprentice to the apprentice who died after the engineer took over.
Do you
Says, I've been trying to fix stuff. He says, mostly by reading the manuals. He says, but stuff seems to be breaking faster than I can get through the manuals.
I'm so sorry. Like, the manuals are such a joy if you have time to read them in time, but if they're breaking around you, like, that's so difficult. I'm so sorry. Okay, so where we're gonna start is, and she starts, like, kind of directing him and his crew, like, all right, so you see this
It's
part over
him.
here? What? Oh, well,
There's no crew.
him and all 7 feet of his crew. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go over here and start with the thing. I guess we're gonna start breaking down stuff that, like, isn't vital first, I assume. Like, we're not going straight for life support. Like, that's last, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Says we
so-
need the engines for the life support.
Okay, so why don't we start at the, I don't know, the wall decorators, because those clearly aren't being used.
With your fix, you'll have like a number of systems, and I'd be able to quickly like prioritize.
Do you
what
wanna
things
roll?
Need to be broken down. No, it's not really required. You have a natural order for if they take this down, this will stop working, that kind of thing. Tobias is happy to act as like your personal crane, just like putting you wherever you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since you've had anybody who can just like one arm deadlift you like straight above their head.
Fantastic. Super happy.
And he, for his part, seems very happy to listen to you talk and very happy to like work.
Yeah, there's a stream of consciousness, like, oh, look at that, that's really super rusted. I don't know, it'd probably be fine if we had some time to shine it up, but I don't think we have that time. We definitely don't have that time. So let's go over here and we can go ahead and, like, I think there's some bolts right in here. And gosh, this is a really beautiful system, or at least it was before it got, like, hit by the I lost words, but you get the idea. I ran out of words. I don't have
Love
enough
it.
caffeine.
All right, we'll cut away from that. And so now Booker and Mortel and Hunter is arriving in the room where Mortel is, with Booker on standby to give the chastisement.
Hunter's gonna walk in and look to one of the bots. Can you tell me what happened? At least from what your view is. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, so the bot is speaking in binary the whole time, but it says, we were manning the gunnery station in case the miners turned hostile, and then we turned around and he was standing by the auxiliary, engine control system or auxiliary gunnery control system, and had touched something live and was getting shocked, and then he touched it again with his tool.
Okay.
Then we had Loader 17 move him onto the gurney into the medical bay.
Okay. Gets Booker on the compad, I guess. Okay.
Look over and I've got the little foam cup of water and the unnecessary straw. And
Do you want me to go and ask them? Because the logos told me what happened.
Do not tell me what happened.
I'm not going to tell you what happened. But do you want me to take you over to them? Or do you just want to wait till you're back on the ship?
Oh, wait till we're back on the ship. We'll be back in 12 hours.
Great. Okay. So I gotta deal with this myself. Yay. Okay, click.
Kick the sheet
Uh,
off, showing a lot of leg.
Why did you attack the auxiliary weapons port?
Oh, I didn't attack it, honey. I just tried to cripple it a little bit. It zapped me, and when something hurts me, I hurt it back.
Why?
But because if you don't, it just keeps hurting you, honey.
No, why did you go after it in the first place?
Your little friend. Actually, just a moment. You, and I look at the robots, get the fuck out.
The loader kind of like looks to Mortel and then looks to Bite and then looks back to Mortel but doesn't move.
Just, it's okay. I can try and handle myself.
Well, I guess I got no secrets, to be fair. I'll tell everybody. Your little friend, Logos, or whatever the hell he calls himself today. Honey, they're no less a pirate than the bastards coming back here to blow up that little asteroid station. They're no
How are-
less pirates than the worst ones in that place them other pirates was chased from. In fact, I think these was where these folks are from in the first place.
What makes you think that?
Because your little friend Logos told me right to my face that they pirated as little as 75 years ago. They've been on the fly for 300 years. That means they spent over 2 centuries pirating their way around the galaxy. I'm sorry you got new friends, but they ain't no friends, honey.
Logos is the only one I have who used to know me, used to know where I'm from.
Well, how about we put your little friend in a littler box and we take him with us and we blow the shit out of this big old dangerous ship? It's too big for us to take all by our little own selves. We'll take the little one.
You're saying load an AI program into a much smaller computer
Mm-hmm.
and load them into a smaller ship.
Mm-hmm. And put them on ice until we're somewhere where they can't mess with us no more. And then you can take your little friend and do whatever the hell you want.
Okay. I'm really not the best with people, and I can admit that. But what is your hatred for AI?
Quick GM question before I blurt this out. Is it true that I cannot use psionic powers on AI and other robots and such?
So there are on a hypothetical level, there are AI that are built with pre-tech that is capable of psionic interaction that
Okay.
you could potentially interact with, but they're even rarer than AI, which are rare as fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, for constructive purposes, yeah, then the following sentence does make absolute sense. Because I can't do anything with their little minds. I can't get in their little minds. I can't control their little minds. I can't make their little minds go buzzy buzz buzz.
Does it make you feel any better that technically I can?
Oh, you probably shouldn't have told me that, honey.
I can talk to AI. I understand them. Does that make you feel any better that there is some sort of, quote, human element in this?
Well, I got no
That-
problem with who they are. It just pisses me off that I can't control them.
I'm not the captain. I'm not the captain. I'm not the captain. I am not the captain. I am not the captain.
Honey,
So here-
nobody's the captain.
Booker's the captain. Booker can deal with, and he motions to all of Mortel, this. I don't need to. I need to be back on comms. And he's just going to, as annoyingly as possible, just walk out.
Oh, but honey, don't trust him.
I trust him a lot more than I trust you.
Oh, don't trust me either, honey. Even I don't trust me, and I know me.
And Bite's just going to leave and go back to comms at that.
And I sip what now turns out to be vodka.
Uh,
Oh.
there's a message that appears on the data slab to you by from Logos that just says that was illuminating.
Yep. Oh yeah, right in front of them.
Texting back, I'm really worried about you now. This bothers me.
We're suspending your alcohol privileges.
I need to see that fight between Booker and Mortel. I need to.
Mhm. Every time they land a blow, it's like, woo!
It ends up being I know gun fu and just a shot to the kneecap. Just
All
one
right.
successful shot to a kneecap and it's done.
And then he'll also message back to Logos. Should I just call back Booker now?
Until we have a more accurate assessment of the miners and the pirates. Unnecessary conflict should be avoided.
And one last message before he turns off the data pad. Were you really a pirate like he's claiming?
I took things that were not mine in order to survive.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that, buddy.
I am aware of the ethical implications of it. However, there was an ethical imperative for my survival. It's not simple.
Like I said, we're gonna have to talk about that.
I understand.
And heads back to comms.
All right. So over on the other ship, Mike was very busy. Gerard, the crew kind of is like coming in and out. Atticus seems to be dealing with all of them like on an individual basis. Like, hey, we don't have time right now to call an entire meeting. Here's the offer. I'm prone to accepting it. And they seem to be individually like, okay, you know, let's go with that. They've definitely, the both of you have enough fair, well, Gerard definitely has enough people skills to very much read that, like, they're at the end of the rope and they have been for a long time and they know it. So an offer, they're just grateful for at this point. The radiation poison, they seem to be aware of. It's just sort of endemic to asteroid mining. You're out in a small shuttle or a small like work ship that is exposed for lengthy amounts of time. So even in a vac suit, you just build up a certain amount of radiation over time. They used to have better systems aboard the ship to like purge it, or aboard the station purge it, but they don't have them anymore.
Hence the request for the potassium iodine. I take it they've also not had any sort of medical personnel on this asteroid ship for a while.
Not for some time. They have been forced to make do. Most of them have a fairly good idea of like first aid and stuff like that, but largely they've just tried to do their best to be cautious and careful.
Well,
So-
that's the start, is the making sure that they're taking the potassium iodide to reduce their radiation levels.
Yep.
If they're in otherwise generally fit health, I'll report that back to Booker.
There are In a properly equipped medbay, there are ways to purge radiation on a much faster level than just the potassium iodine. It's usually several days of effectively bed rest before somebody's back to full fighting strength. So
Well, we'll have that once we get back on the our ship. But in the meantime, if I'm not detecting any other ailments or physical limitations, I'll let Booker know and begin helping transport anything that doesn't require dismantling.
for the most part, it's like nutrient related. You know, people who've gone too long without this vitamin or that or this particular food source.
Scurvy.
Yeah. I'm sure there's more than just scurvy as potentials, you know, but some of them have like
General
calcium
knowledge.
It's called
deficiencies.
spurvy.
Spurvy, you got there before I was typing it in the chat. Yeah.
Okay. So Booker, you're getting to watch Atticus kind of, you know, in motion. He's definitely has that like you've experienced it before. You've seen a sergeant that was like kind of bucked up to a lieutenant. Does that make sense? And they're just doing their best to run things. But there isn't exactly a lot of like long-term planning happening. Does that make sense? It's more like keep the ship running.
Yeah.
He's clearly trusted by his own crew.
Yeah, I think really Booker will just kind of come up to Atticus at some point when he's got like a lull, even the briefest of one, and just kind of and your crew seems to like you.
So we've been on this rock together a long time.
It's
At a
not
certain
easy.
point, you've either punched everybody here in the face or you've buried your past. We're a little bit of both on everybody.
Well, it's not the same as earning your men's respect, and you have that.
Thank you. Says, I think we're on course to get everything critical in 12 hours. Tobias says that your engineer knows a lot more than he does.
It's good. I'm glad she's of use. Now, Atticus, is there any way to rig this base?
It says, well, I mean, it is designed to travel, so it says the engines are connected to fuel systems. It says, you asking me if I know how? Not really. Says,
I was
don't
more
think
wondering if it's doable.
Yeah, it'd be easier, he says, if we had some extra fuel.
That's always the case. What's
If
your...
not, I suppose we could use the last of our O2 to do it.
That's not what I'm thinking either. Where do you tend to dispose of your waste?
Says it's down on the second level. Says it's mostly just storage. It says until we travel from one asteroid to the other, we kind of let it go.
Well, you've been here for a while, so chances are good you have a buildup of methane and other lovely explosive gases.
Probably so.
So we'll use that as our extra fuel for this. It's going to smell like crap when they get on, but aside from that, they shouldn't have too many hints about what we're doing. When we're
Says I'm
30,
for it. I want to get
When we're
everybody, he says, off except for the engineers, he says, before we break that though.
of course, no. I'm thinking our last 30 minutes or so we have before the 12-hour mark hits, we'll get the engineers in. We'll get the engineers to work on it with us.
We should probably let them know now, he says, so they don't dismantle anything.
I already sent a message.
Right.
He said as just like thumb is moving quickly across his data pad.
Better hope Maiko's checking your texts.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. And in 2 minutes, if I don't get a response, I will phone.
Yeah, like 2 minutes into like the DAS lab beeping, like Tobias kind of like shakes her. But you're making noise.
She's like pausing in the middle of her stream of consciousness chatter. I mean, I've been talking to you for almost an hour now.
Your pants are making noise.
Oh. Oh, they are. She'll pull it out and reply back, like, just with K.
Oh, that's about as good as I'm going to get. All right.
All right.
Honestly, that's about what I would send. So,
All right. So is there anything that anybody would like to do over the course of the next, like, I'm assuming that by about the 10-hour point, everybody's going to be evacuated back to the ship.
yeah. I think Booker will also try to download any relevant data or try to get any relevant data from the ship that could potentially be of use going forward.
Sure. I'm sure Bite
And
can
I will
walk-
ask for Atticus and Bite's help for this. Yes.
Yeah. At about the 10-hour mark, Bite, I'd like you to make another intelligence and programming roll. Okay.
13.
You know the pirates are coming back before they do.
Okay. He'll hop on the data pad. Booker? Booker, please respond quickly.
Yes.
They're coming now.
Understood.
From the communications, there are 2 of them that are en route to return, basically because they need to walk around and
Yeah.
Yeah.
be out
How
of their
much-
shuttle, or be out of their fighters.
How long will it take for them to reach us?
15 to 20 minutes, unless Bite like sends them somewhere else.
I can try and send them anywhere else, but
Just hold them off for an extra 10 minutes if you can.
all right.
We're kind of going to rush this.
Okay.
Messages sent to Maiko. We're setting explosive charges now.
Now, isn't it like 10 hours in? Did you say?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now?
Yes. We're setting it up now. They're coming.
Okay. Can't Bite like spoof the location of the, like, keep him busy for a second?
That's what we're already doing.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
I'm buying
There's
this as
just-
much time as we can get, but
There's just
I don't
so
expect much more than 20 minutes.
here that we could. Okay.
I know, Maiko.
Okay. Well, Tobias, it's go time. Dang, those rolls, man.
Yeah.
So I rolled for to try and keep the pirates away, and I got a 14.
I saw that.
With a 14, is it at all possible for the ships to slow down without them noticing, and also for the songs "We Built This City" just to be blaring through their speakers?
I'm assuming that she's wanting to go for something that's, or I'm assuming that Bite is wanting to go for something that's a little less. Your systems have been hacked.
I guess.
I'm not that showy.
Okay.
I just wish,
At least Mortel's not in charge of it, man.
Yes, thank God.
So, but you have them on like a emergency meteorite landing, like that there's hail of meteorites going through the asteroid at the moment, need to like
Mhm.
take cover. And they just give you a very thankful, message for the heads up. And look, dock onto some asteroids and they're taking cover for a while.
How much time did I buy them?
Probably at least 15 to 20 minutes. They seem to not have the sensors to be able to tell themselves. So, you could probably push it to like upwards of an hour.
Okay. messaging over to Booker, informing him that that's what I've done.
All right, 40 minutes. Then we're immediately taking off.
Okay.
I'm not saying you to only leave it for 40 minutes. I'm telling everyone else. Sorry, I need to hang up this one. Click.
It's been 10 hours, right? So it's been like 8 hours since I've been hurt.
Yes.
So I would like to, at some point in there, just recovering, but letting them do all their medical stuff on me. I get my slab out, and I would like to attempt to change the password, the master password for this ship, but have it change when I put in a trigger word. So it stays the same for now, and then at some point in the future, when I type in hippopotamuses, then the password changes to what I want it to be at that moment.
I will allow that as a contested role versus you contesting it with Byte and with Logos.
Sorry, with which?
With Byte and with Logos.
Oh, okay. And that's
Program?
Program, right?
I'm so scared.
Modifier 0 because it does the intelligence modifier automatically, right? Yes, it
Pretty
did.
good
So
roll.
10.
5.
The Logos. Probably going to get a 36. I mean, it's a freaking AI, but I have to try.
Like someone trying to alter your code.
Yeah. I definitely did not ask permission.
Can I just get alerted that this happened or no? Because that's no.
Not the 5-point difference.
Yep.
I think I'm panicking about something else. I don't know.
You've got you're tracking pirates and
Yeah. Yep. There we go.
That's okay. Logos is about to light me up. I'm in the medical bay. Just pump me full of morphine until I stop.
We've decided to sedate you for just ever.
Yep. That's what it's going to take. I will role play all of 2023 as from a coma.
You have to drool a little bit intermittently.
Yeah. But it will be sexy. It will be a very sexy drool.
Yeah, sure.
It'll just be kind of a
Just every time Byte walks in the room, it gets thicker. Yeah.
it's got a programming of +3.
Holy shit!
That's a lot.
You'd have to roll a nat
Well, yeah,
one.
I mean it's an AI. I
Yeah.
no doubt.
that's part of that is a situational modifier for you are interacting with the thing that is connected to its quantum array.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah. I aimed way too high. That's just Mortel.
Close
I
to
could
the
have
might have
sun.
been
tried.
able to do it had you become friends with him and not upset him.
What?
Wow!
That can't be right. That
No,
can't
that's
be
right.
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 There's no way that's right.
So that's a
But
1,
you
It's a
6, 2,
0
and 2.
for
It's
chat.
an 11.
For
Yeah,
chat,
an 11. Beat
For
me
chat
by
is-
1.
it showed
Oh.
a
Chat,
0.
Showed us a 0.
Yeah.
But it
But
is
if you
11.
hover it, it actually shows you 1
Yeah, for
plus
chat,
6
it's
plus
in the-
2 plus 2.
It showed up as a 0, so the
Literally, you only had to roll the average.
Yeah.
Yep.
You beat me by 1.
oh.
Yeah. So after a moment, it's like you're actually fairly close to the point where you're like actually typing in like the new administrative password.
Yeah.
And you're suddenly like locked out of the system.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And like a little automated message pops up that says, please request access to the system from Captain Booker.
And I gotta try.
You know,
I turn it
Booker's-
off and turn it back on again just to see if it's still banned. But other than that,
At
Just
some point,
reset the
Booker is going
BIOS, it'll be
to
fine.
set a retaliate button for everyone to be able to hit, and it'll just like fire extinguish you.
that's not gonna work.
It's just going to be super
I'll just
annoying.
make an
That's the
entrance
point.
through the cloud.
Covered in white glitter.
All right. So
Like the Snow Queen.
Atticus says, if they're rigging this place to blow, we need to get everybody off.
Go. But I'm not leaving without the engineers.
You know those things are only designed to hold 2, right?
there's a message that immediately goes, Maiko, would you be able to send Tobias up and be able to make do with me helping?
Yeah. I think so.
All right.
Bye,
Real
Tobias.
quick question. Oh,
Tobias kind of like looks to like the last thing that you were trying to get out together, you know what I'm saying, that you turned away from because you had to set everything up to like methane, and he kind of goes into the part of the wall and just manually pulls it out completely, and then kind of like, I'll load this.
You're the best.
so, just a quick question. Am I locked out of the ship system, or am I completely locked out of my slab?
You are not locked out of your slab, but will no
Okay.
longer connect to the ship system.
Excellent.
You can still send messages to the others that are that are like connected. Does that make sense? So
Oh yeah. It also makes
wonder
sense
what this
that if
message
I can't
from-
see out, he can't see it.
I wonder. I wonder what this message from Mortel is, and it's sexed. Another one.
Why is he sending me pictures like that?
Okay. Gee, right?
So
Theta.
Maiko is gonna be like, okay, thank you for all your help. She's gonna give Tobias a kiss on the cheek, and then get set down and I guess like wave goodbye to her tall friend, and then turn back with her.
rigging everything to blow.
Yeah, I keep trying to say the name of the tool, and what's coming to mind is wench, and that's not right.
You
Big
have a
spanner.
multi-witch.
I have a multi-wench. Now wedge.
It's a multi-wench. For when one wench just isn't good enough. Grab the multi-wench.
I have so much beer in this thing.
Just call it a spanner. You'll be good.
Oh,
Yeah. Although another name for a multi-wench is an orgy, but that's a different thing.
that must be a planetary
You're killing
thing.
Bite. Bite's just dying.
Sorry. Kind of had to.
Okay.
It's in my brain. I was proud of it.
All right. So the two of you remaining aboard, Atticus and Nico, are in there's two loaders that are left in the bays.
I thought it was Atticus and Tobias.
No, Tobias is getting loaded up onto another one.
Okay.
Nico is one of their two pilots, and he's remaining. So because
All right.
he wants to escort Maiko just in case.
All right. Okay.
That's
I'm
utterly
assuming
fair.
I'm hoping I've gotten down to where Maiko is at this point.
Mhm.
Tell me what I need to do.
Can I just like sit on your shoulders for a minute because I'm trying to reach a thing?
Absolutely.
That'd be
And-
fantastic.
Let me know what else I can do to make things faster.
Okay. So so she's probably like sitting on his shoulders and like working on something, and then like forgetting to tell him to move to the side, and like gradually like starting to reach way out and
Booker will catch on a bit eventually.
and then at this point we're no longer removing things, we're like working on the blowy uppy part, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need a roll for this or anything? Like,
Yes. Don't roll under 6.
Can I
Because roll base-
assist with a
Oh,
notice
GM's
roll?
Curse.
I will
GM's
let
curse.
you. I will let you do a notice roll first, and
What if
I
you-
will adjust the difficulty by 1 if you make the notice roll. The difficulty is a 7. Under 6, the effects are going to be that it won't be a delayed reaction that will happen when the pirates get there. It's going to be a reaction that is beginning after, like, a nozzle is turned. You've basically shunted something potentially explosive into the engine compartment, and it's past the point of no return.
All right. Is it an intelligence or wisdom that I'd be rolling with?
Wisdom.
11.
Yeah, so you're keenly aware of like, the particular compounds that are going to explode, and are watching each one as she's turning.
This is without any modifiers.
Okay, you're great. So the two of you together, it's going to be by the end of it, you will have it set up so that there's a remote communication frequency connected to like basically a walkie that Bite will be able to hit with from a distance and set the entire thing to explode.
Okay, and so Michael probably has at this point Bite on like, I don't know, speakerphone, and is sort of like, okay, so this is how I'm rigging it up. Here's the frequency I'm putting it on, and such like that. Unless somebody stops her and is like, they can hear us.
Maiko, they might be able to hear a bit.
Oh.
Let's just get on the ship. Keep Bite connected to the comms so we can all...
Okay. Bite, you're on speakerphone, so don't say anything that you don't want just me to hear. And other than that, we're gonna just continue repairing the ship.
Okay. Please make sure to come back as safely as possible. Please remember that there is a meteor shower occurring that may be a detriment to your flight path back.
Understood. Thank you. We are
Okay.
moving from this asteroid to the next in just a moment. Go,
Yeah,
go.
the code, like whatever Bite just said, like Maiko looks completely blank and kind of panicked, like until Booker says understood, and she's like super relieved at that, like, oh good,
Yeah.
somebody understood that code because I sure didn't.
Booker is just moving for the both of you at this point. You're still on his shoulders, and he's just...
Wait.
They're just going to be developing like Myco backpacks for the future.
Well, it's a thing. It's just a bar that you need to wear at about right where the rib cage ends.
Just for them to stand on.
It's like baby wearing, but like better.
Yes.
All right, so
We're not getting you a Bjorn though. We're not doing one of those. You're sitting in the front.
I want to bond. I need to bond with you, Booker.
We can do that later.
How do you captain a ship with your engineer right here looking up at you?
With great difficulty.
So, Hunter, you are seeing on the comms that the Pasiphae, the mining ship, is on its way back. So you're going to be like able to rendezvous with it very, very soon. Myco and Booker, they get to their lifters. You see that Nico and Atticus are waiting in the other one.
Okay.
Nico gives Myco a little wave. And then
Okay.
takes off, but like waits in the space outside of the hold.
Why aren't you docking to the one that is waiting?
Gonna run escort?
Okay.
Let's go. We can do this. Is there a way to let the person who can actually pilot like remote control whatever we're in?
No.
Like pilot them in tandem? No?
If you had, so you can put a like droid aboard them and have the droids piloting it, but they're all aboard the ship right now.
Okay.
Booker is just watching carefully to see when the pirate ships go in.
They are not yet on like visual scope. So
Okay.
you guys were leaving like 20 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
So, and it's about a 15-minute flight back to the ship. Like the timing is all going to be like very tight. You actually probably don't want to have the very large bulk freighter visible as they're trying to dock.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
Am I
There's a
rolling for
message
pilot?
to Logos very quickly. And it's just Logos start getting the ship ready to go. Go, we're taking off as soon as we dock.
Logos notes that it's still going to be close to 6 hours to the edge of the sector.
We don't need to get to the edge of the sector, just out of sight of this asteroid.
Very well. I will plot a course.
How are we doing on the person that was picking up fuel, by the way?
That's who you're on anyway.
Like, I thought we sent another ship, though. Like, I thought we had our
Yeah,
main
that's
ship.
the Pacific.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Am I making a pilot roll?
Yes, you are.
What if I don't want to?
Then I can roll for you.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I will roll another notice to see if I can be at all useful.
This is I'll give you.
Oh no.
Oh,
you
no.
roll notice.
Oh, good.
Oh no.
Many fails.
Wisdom?
Whee!
What am I
Yep,
rolling?
wisdom.
I'm using intelligence.
Yes.
12 on wisdom.
Ooh.
For notice.
4.
Okay.
Guess what, Spot? It's just you and me. They all gonna die.
Stop making
Drew-
pilot stuff.
It's like I regret having ever put a point into the pilot skill.
I don't have
Gerard.
a point in the pilot skill.
That's the problem.
That is
Gerard's
the
on the
problem.
ship. I trust him more.
All right. It's you. Like I'm adjusting that the difficulty was changed by virtue of your notice roll, as you're kind of like
Yeah.
that's the edge of the hangar. That's the edge of the hangar. That's the, and like one of the like there's only 2 thrusters on these things. Like there's like a port side and a starboard side one, and they can rotate to be like up or down, and you completely take one off, like as the ship is exiting. And you get a comm over the radio from Nico. This is just take your hands off the controls, okay?
It's just a scratch. It's fine.
Just take your hands off the controls. I got you.
Michael,
Okay.
Um,
Michael's like at this point probably like in tears, like very upset that this is happening again. I'm sorry, Captain Booker. I'm trying really hard.
Yeah,
Michael,
and
it's
you see-
okay.
So
You're not the pilot.
I'm really
so
not.
the loader that he's in has small arms on it that are designed for like nudging cargo into the exact right place and that kind of thing. And he's been doing this a long time. You see him kind of just grabs the ship that the both of you are in and starts full speed across the distance towards the approximate Icarus.
Please
He's-
take us into your arms. 'Cause we need it.
I agree with the sentiment, but not the words.
Dr. St. Germain is just like, why? Why did I agree to this?
I'm just imagining him staring out the window, watching us come closer.
I was just saying, based on the size of these ships, I'm under the assumption I'm already back.
Yeah. I'm assuming that you were loaded onto an earlier one since you were, not
Oh,
involved
that's
with the
fair. I'm
demolitions.
sorry. I was thinking he was with us for some reason.
No, I'm.
He's watching from the bridge, like, oh, they let Maiko drive again, huh?
Truth be told, I'm not even on the bridge. I'm probably in the med bay, doing the rounds with the miners, making sure that they get taken care of.
Giving Mortel dirty looks. Sorry.
You're back in our med bay already? Okay.
All right. So
Those are the kind of looks he likes.
Yes. Oh, it likes all the looks.
the ship, begins to move its Logos that's flying it now after the 2 loaders are aboard. The who's on the bridge at the moment?
Well, we're gonna let someone finish dying.
It's chat. I looked at chat.
Yeah.
That's a good
Okay.
one.
At least it's not a navy.
That was just very well timed because I took a giant gulp of my soda. Yeah, Bite's probably on the bridge by now, like doing the same work he was doing before, but up there.
Right. Yeah, so you see the trajectories that Logos locks into. Basically, he's flying 2 ships simultaneously,
Mhm.
which means that he can like get both trajectories, but he does put like a list of things that are going to need to like happen and can be assisted by anybody aboard, in order to get the mining ship bound back into the ship tender's mount, which is going to take a little bit. They can do it at speed. They can do it while flying, but it has to happen before you guys can spike drive anywhere.
Okay.
Okay.
There is one more thing I want to do in the sick bay, but
Okay.
already.
It's all you, boss.
Okay.
Unless-
I
Unless it was
go
Bite.
ahead.
No, Bite's just gonna wait till Booker comes back and talk to Booker.
Yeah, yeah.
Dad!
Dad. Yeah.
I like to still
Uh.
imagine that I hate that I keep forgetting. The Proxima Icarus is just kind of drifting in such a way so that it'll be able to catch the ship going in at the same time.
Yeah, it's actually kind of, you know, the scene in Serenity when the Serenity like catches the little hover ship.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
The
thinking.
shuttle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. So yeah, I
that is
will.
exactly what that thinks.
Yes. So as soon as I realize I've still got access to my slab, but I'm locked out of Logos, I flip to airplane mode just as kind of a defense to keep Logos out, and I immediately start building a virus designed to beat Logos. I'm really, really vain, so I assume that what I saw was their best. So I'm not going to stop building this virus until it's better than what I saw. If that makes sense. Like I knew I just got beat, so I need a virus that's just a little better than me. Right. And I'm willing to work on that for a while. This is a program, this is a project, not a 6-second thing.
Okay. Are you taking a second data slab out of inventory to use for routine communications and such?
Not
Because the
yet.
moment you de-airplane mode that, Logos will see everything on it.
Well, that's, I mean, yeah, not yet. This is all, I'm keeping just this one that I'm locked out on specifically because of that. He can beat airplane mode, but if he's locked me out, he doesn't want anything coming out of this. So I'm just going to stay in it so he doesn't look. Is the plan. Yeah. So yeah, I will stay in airplane mode and unlocked the whole time. I have these guys will have to find another way to talk to me.
More, tell us that one guy that just never checks his texts.
Yeah, eventually Booker's going to send a little robot that zaps
Well,
him
it's-
and then screams profanity.
It's going to play because I've never checked them yet, right? Nobody's ever sent them one. So yeah.
All right. You will see 2 of the pirates, you know, they will go like dock with the station. The others are still out in the field.
We can take enough of them out. If we can take 2 of them out, then we'll take 2 of them out.
Ultimately, the others will have the choice of basically, you know, going to the planet, going to the research station, because they have to resupply things like air, and you know, they're fighters. They're not designed for sustained survival.
Yeah. I don't think that they'll be. If they have to go to the planet, then they get infected, and that's their problem. They go to the science station. Booker's gonna roll the dice with that.
Spoiler alert, the science station is full of zombies.
Or unfriendly people that'll immediately shoot the pirates. It does not matter.
Space
Um,
everywhere is one unlocked door away from being a very bad place.
So Booker, once they've docked and he's given enough time for people to kind of get in and like walk around the station going, where the hell is everyone? Just like 5 seconds worth of where the hell are people?
Maiko is immediately showing Tobias her books.
Yeah. Booker is sending off the signal, assuming that Maiko's told him what he needs to do as well for this.
Is that Michael's version of I want to show you some sketches?
I want to see my etchings.
I think Titanic reference.
I guess. No, but he was talking about like reading
Let's
the
see.
manual, and it was.
That's
no,
the
I meant
70s
to-
version of Netflix and chill.
I meant,
There.
I meant it
There, I made it
literally.
current. Yeah.
All right. So
you.
Booker has heavy. Maiko, did you provide the instructions to Booker as to how to set
Yeah.
up the
Oh yeah,
detonation?
absolutely.
Booker's also getting, the minute he steps on the ship, an alert that Bite probably programmed in of,
Help!
please come talk to me the minute you get on the ship.
All right. Booker starts heading towards the bridge. Why does my brain take so long to get the words that it already knows?
That's a mood.
It happens.
Yeah, big
I've
mood.
been there. right.
Booker starts heading towards the bridge. The second he feels confident enough that they're in, he sets off the charge.
Yeah, you see the base itself kind of seems to like collapse, and then expand outwards suddenly. Like the actual like flames that began it, they just don't last very long. But the entire
Space.
asteroid base was built atop a hollowed out asteroid at this point, so it sends pieces throughout the field in all directions. This is one of the largest asteroids that have been in the field, so it's dramatically causing effects. You know, going to be causing effects like miles away. You see that Logos is definitely like accelerating in a direction that appears to just be away from it.
Thank you, Logos. All right.
If you will request that any available crew report to the Pasiphae and vac suits to assist in attaching the ship tending mounts.
Understood. I'll send the order now. And Booker sends the order. He doesn't know the exact words he's using, but it's less
Yes.
an order and more a request at this point because they're not part of his crew.
Yeah, and you get like a response back from Atticus that is just like, we'll get to it.
Thanks, Atticus.
The
There's-
virus is called.
There's like a
Untitled One.
soldier.
Sorry, go.
There's like a soldier version of you to man.
The virus is called Untitled One, so that's the file. I mean, everybody's got that file, right? Yeah, everywhere. So yeah, it's the last line of defense on it.
All right. So
I'm assuming if I
The-
haven't made it to the bridge yet, I'm about to.
yeah, so Booker and Bite. Well, I'll go mute, and I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real quick while you guys talk.
I will say though, right before you leave, Bite's gonna ask Logos to lock down the door so Mortel can't come in. So
We're going to
that's like-
assume that happens.
Booker, we have a really serious problem here.
All right. Well,
Mortel wants to destroy Logos.
all right.
He wants to destroy Logos. He wants to destroy the ship. He's not safe. He's not. It's not a good idea to have him around.
Okay. I'll talk to him. And
I-
until we do talk to him, I am I am restricting most of his privileges on the ship.
I don't know. He said that I shouldn't have said to him that, you know, I can talk to Logos. He said that was a really bad idea. He said that he doesn't like Logos because he can't control him.
What exactly is his problem with Logos besides the control?
That's it.
So he fears that which
He-
he cannot control. He
He
destroys that which he
he
can't.
doesn't like Logos because I guess he can't read or control or whatever they do. I'm so sorry that I called them he.
I'm
I just-
certain Logos will forgive you.
I meant Mortel, but
Oh, yeah. No, she is confusing.
I'm very worried because they want to load Logos into an itty bitty box and shove him basically into cold storage until they can control Logos. And blow up this ship and put us all on an even smaller ship.
And he views this as different to what they did to him.
I'm not the one who asked. I'm not a people person.
Understood.
I know
Neither am I, to
computers.
be honest. I know bullet aim and trajectory. That's about my two things.
I know AI. I know computers. And apparently I know tech that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that one is a surprise.
I'm worried about Logos. I'm worried about the crew. What happens if he succeeds? They succeed. What happens if Mortel succeeds? In destroying this ship? In destroying Logos?
I'd jettison him out of the airlock before I do that. Actually, that's a lie. I'd shoot him in the face. I'd shoot them in the face.
Do we need to hold, like, because on Earth we held trials. Guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah. Things are a little different the way I've been taught. And the way things are run now are also different than what you'd be used to. But I'm going to talk to Mortel. I'm going to let them know what is expected.
Okay,
And I'll let them know the basic principle that I have on this ship, which I should pretty much let everyone know.
and that is?
We protect the crew. Once you are a part of this crew, we protect you. Until you prove to be a danger to the very crew itself. Once you're part of it, we lay down our lives for each other. We should be able to lay down our lives for each other. If he's only happy with putting people in front of him, if she's only happy putting people in front of her.
There's a beep from the bridge and a message that goes across it that says, if I may interject.
Please, Logos.
According to the files that were available for the El Poderoso, Mortel never assimilated into the military, and I believe before that never had anything approximating a family.
I didn't even know they were part of the military.
That
I believe the concept of community is entirely foreign to them.
Well, I still suggest we give a chance until any real moves are made against any of us.
he already
That includes you,
has.
Logos.
He tried to destroy the weapons array. That's why he got shocked. Why they got shocked.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go talk to him. To him. M as in them. I'm trying so hard. It's difficult when I know Kevin is playing
Yes.
Mortel.
The big bald dude, purple beard. Yeah, I got it. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
And
trying.
Mortel has
I'm
never
trying.
said a word. Mortel has never mentioned pronouns in any way, shape, or form.
Logos will say that if Mortel is willing, I am willing to engage in an extended dialogue with them and answer any questions if it will allay their concerns. I cannot change that they are incapable of controlling me. But there are other methods of control.
You know, like
I know.
asking nicely.
I don't think that's what Logos meant, but sure.
Or those words aren't in Mortel's vocabulary, but yeah.
Bite's gonna okay, Logos, you can unlock the door. I'm gonna go back to the communications array and
If you can try to help people settle in a bit. Check in on Jermaine and Maiko.
okay, I'll go check on them. I can do that. Them I know.
Good. Also, I'm certain Maiko would like to say hi. She's very personable.
You think she can teach me?
I'm certain if you'd ask, anyone can teach you.
Okay. And he'll walk out to go check on Maiko and then the doc.
Booker takes a nice long moment of just pissed off silence. All right, Logos, where's Mortel now?
No, where is Mortel?
As far as I knew, I was staying in the med bay.
You hadn't been locked into it.
No,
If-
but I haven't been healed either, so I'm staying there. It's a nice, quiet place. Nobody's bugging me.
And
Yeah,
I've
at least
been
until the
released to
doc
duty
shows
by the
up. And,
doctor.
yeah, perfect. Oh, so the doctor and the captain are going to get here at the same time. Oh, it's going to be
I
fun.
imagine the doctor's already been there.
But just bear in mind, there's like 6 or 7 med bays.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Plus,
okay.
he's got a bunch of other, people and things to, yeah.
I got
Either way-
about 6 or
either way.
7 med bays to do rounds in.
Yes.
Damn it,
Either
Booker.
way, I will mention
God,
it is,
I'm here.
it is 5 of 8, and I don't want to put a sort of time limit on this upcoming conversation. So perhaps we could save it for,
It-
unfortunately, next episode, which is next year.
I'm hoping it won't take too long.
Dislike.
But then again,
No,
I know
this,
you.
this is
Dislike.
Mortel. This is, yeah.
Strongly
I
dislike.
No, you want to do it now? Okay, we'll do it now then. Okay.
Please.
Okay, we'll do it now. No problem. Okay.
Oh, Logos, just as I'm walking to the med bay. Restrict Mortel's access to you, as well as making sure that they do not go anywhere without an escort.
The escort isn't necessary. The entire ship is under my view.
I understand, but
If
It
you
still
would like a
helps to-
physical reminder of a presence, that can be
that would be what I would like. As well as after hearing the report, restrict his alcoholic privileges.
Other than doing that by force, I don't have the ability to close down the bars.
I'll do your
Doors
best.
do not lock, but I can close the door to the lounge.
They don't lock? You don't lock the bar? Oh, God.
It was
It
never a
explains
concern
so
on a
much.
ship full of droids.
Yeah, for 300 years, there's been nothing on this ship but droids. There's also 312-year-old scotch in that bar.
Yeah,
know
but
what?
it's been aged in glass. Like, is that gonna
Yeah.
work?
It's going to be a fine mist.
Mm.
Just the scotch flavored powder in the bottom of the glove bottle.
You know what? Install a lock on the bar door. Do what
I
you
will
can.
install a lock on all of the bar doors.
Ah, not important.
There
Not
are
important.
6 lounges.
Not
as well as
important.
one worth best
Closing the bar
And
door
so-
after the Mortellas left.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So Booker is entering the med bay.
I closed my slab immediately and slide it under my ass.
Great. Okay, Mortel.
Yes, Captain Dolan.
Given what you've done, and given what you can do, at the moment I'm restricting privileges.
And what exactly, Dolan, is it that I've done?
Mortel, the entire ship watches you
Mm-hmm.
at all times.
Mm-hmm.
You attacked the sensory, or you attacked one of the arrays in the gunnery.
Mm-hmm. So if the ship was watching me, why did it let me do it?
How would it have stopped you, and would you have let it stop you?
There were 2 droids in that room, big lifting droid, and as you said, they watch every move we make. There was plenty of time from when I fell into that little wire, when I drew my knife and went in again. They could have stopped me a dozen times. They chose not to.
It's not its prerogative to. It puts the droids in more danger than it does keep the ship safe.
Can I ask you a question, Captain Dolan? Real simple question. Why do you think that battleship was attacking this little old freighter? Why do you think that battleship chased this little old freighter all over the place?
To be frank, I don't care.
It's because they knew they were fucking pirates, Captain Darling. They knew they were a danger.
Mortel, how do you think all of us were put away? With the exception
I
of
have
Bite,
no idea how they
each and every
caught me.
single, with the exception of Bite, each and every single one of us was arrested for something.
Mm-hmm.
And each and every single one of us has committed crimes beyond the purview of what we have been arrested for.
I wasn't technically a crime so much as a bit of insubordination, as it were, Captain Darling.
I care very little about insubordination. What I care is keeping this crew safe, including you.
Mm-hmm. I promise the next thing I wreck won't be electric. How's that, Captain Darling?
Promise the next thing you wreck won't be dangerous to anyone, including the ship itself.
I'll take that as a personal challenge. I'll make that promise, Captain. Can you word that for me again? And I start to write it down on the back of my hand.
If you hurt anyone on this crew, which includes the ship itself, and the new members of our little excursion,
Mm-hmm.
I will shoot you in the face and shove you out the airlock.
All right, Captain Darling, you made yourself perfectly clear.
I don't believe I have.
Oh, I didn't realize you weren't done.
Mortel, you and I are both military men. Military people, I should say. You never stayed around very long. And frankly, you've never understood the camaraderie and the ideal of working together with people, or been in any sort of situation that created anything like a family. You have been alone in this world. You are not alone anymore. Each one of us will put our lives down for each other. And if you can't, when we get to the next civilized planet, you can leave.
I don't think you understand me at all, Captain Darling.
I don't
I
think
got
you
nothing
understand
against.
anything.
I got nothing against any of y'all. Y'all are quite nice as far as people go. Ain't none of you stabbed me in the back yet. That's pretty good.
Yes, but you keep consistently trying to attack one of the things you do not call people.
That's because it's not a people.
It doesn't need to be to earn your respect. It doesn't need to be a crewmate and a crew member.
There's a difference, Captain Darling, between
No, there is
respect and
not.
fear. I
There is a difference
fear
between
that
respect.
beast. I do not respect it.
Then learn to understand it.
Well, I understand it all too well, Captain. It's you that don't. But that thing's a fucking pirate, and it always has been.
Mortel, I'm a cold-blooded murderer.
Whoop-de-fucking-do. What's that got to
And
do
you
with
care about
anything?
piracy more than something like that.
I care
If it's been a
about-
pirate, it does not matter. What happens in one's past does not define their goal or their going forward.
That's odd coming
I
from
judge a
someone who
man by
2 minutes ago tried to judge me by my past.
I'm not judging you by your past. I'm telling you your past. Because I've seen it too often. Shape up, or you'll be dead soon. And this is not a threat. I'm worried about you, Mortel. He just leaves the room.
Yeah, Mortel pulls the slab out from under his ass and said, "You're going to be fun." Just goes back to programming his virus. Yes, thank you for checking in. I am post.
Oh, yeah, we're both fine.
Yeah.
We've been at this
Yes,
a while.
thank you for the check-in.
Yeah.
I think that is an excellent place for us to call it, though.
Cuddle
I
it
don't
out.
think it'll
Yeah,
work
it's
if-
going to be a couple sessions before these two cuddle it out.
Yeah, I don't think
Give me time,
it'll-
honey. Give me time.
Like Booker doesn't even like being the big spoon. He likes being in a small little ball alone in a corner where he doesn't have to worry about people coming up and sneaking up on him.
No, we'll
Mortel
just
likes
have,
to be the fork.
we'll just have
He's more like a
the,
sharp, pointy object. A knife.
we'll just
Oh.
have the fabricators make like a really big get along shirt and put them in.
Nope.
Oh, wow. This is
Nope.
amazing.
I
Nope.
don't think that'd work.
Thank you guys for the role-playing tonight. It was great. So, and that was a great way to end. So, I am looking forward to getting through our break and coming back. But I know everybody's probably going to enjoy some downtime too. So,
Thank you, Siosa.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, I'm going to jump in here for a second. Thank you, Siosa, for coming and running this, bringing this world of yours to us. And like I said, every place we go, it's full. All the details there. Everything is built. You built an entire sector. For all I know, you built an entire bloody universe. It's amazing. It is exactly the opposite way I world build. So I am in awe at the level of detail. Absolutely stunning.
there's a
you.
lot of it that's stage dressing. It's like you see the
Oh,
front
I-
of the store.
Oh yeah, I get it, but your stage dressing is more detailed than the stuff that I'm planning on running people through next week. So it's I'm impressed. Thank you for bringing a very different style. We are in the new year. We are going to be 6 nights a week with 5+ GMs. So that's 5 different styles, 5 different ways to play, multiple different games. So thank you for being a part of that. I appreciate this so much. Thank you to Sarah. Oh, thank you so much. Bite is so much fun to chase around. To be honest, Bite is probably going to be fine now because Mortel's got bigger fish to fry. But yeah, thank you so much for being that sort of initial flirt for Mortel. I love it.
I'm so glad that Bite's gonna just like be off the radar. Bite's gonna be so
Yeah.
so
Oh
much
yes.
better.
Yeah. Yep. It's gonna be fun. Oh. Gloriosa, thank you for playing the polar opposite of Mortel. Like you are every bit as nice as Mortel is an evil prick, and they're not really evil. They're just they're
They're
a lot
very
of things.
self-involved. They just
Oh,
need
yes,
a
yeah.
hug. They just need a really genuine, very warm hug from Maiko.
Well, you could try.
Yeah, Booker doesn't give hugs.
No, that wasn't gonna. Booker's gonna shoot me in the face. That's but
I love Mortel. Like, I actually can't wait until Mortel and Maiko have some time to chat because
Mhm.
I actually think their conversations would be pretty interesting once it gets below the surface level.
well, yeah, Mortel is absolutely fascinated with Maiko because they don't know how you work. Like they just everybody else, they've already sort of found their buttons. Well, at least two of these folks and Logos, I found their buttons already. Maiko, I don't even know where to push. Like I don't
How
even know
many kidneys
what
do
a
you have
button
again?
looks like. Yeah. So yes, thank you for bringing that truly alien character who's also in some ways the sort of most human of all of us. At this level of innocence level, it's beautiful. Thank you so much for this character.
The button you'll have to push is a broken heart. Like one of those with the
Yes,
cracks in the sorry.
Yeah. Oh man, Shadow. We kind of had a in Friends they used to call them a Joey Heavy episode. We had kind of the opposite of that tonight. We had sort of a Giro light episode. So thank you for your patience. I hope you enjoyed watching a lot go on around you tonight.
Oh, no worries. No worries at all. It's kind of like a McCoy on Star Trek. When the doctor's needed, he'll need it.
Yes, yeah, and I was just gonna say, Giro's got that quiet confidence, that sort of been there, done that, just waiting. Like I can sort of feel in Giro's mind things haven't even begun to get bad yet. Like he's not even prepped for bad yet. This is just day to day, right? We have not yet seen him under pressure, and I love that because one of us has to be competent. So thank you. Scarred.
I actually really appreciated the interaction between Booker and Gerard, where Gerard was giving him advice and playing the counselor. You know, so it was very well done.
Yeah, the advisor to the king role. Yeah,
I am so appreciative of that.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Scarred, I love the fact you're taking on the challenge of playing a character that is playing a leadership role against their will. Then you're doing it really well. Like you can sort of sense this. Okay, I'm giving orders, but there's this little hint of fragility there. Like if somebody pushed back, you'd crack, and that's what Mortel's playing on, right? So yeah, it's a very deep character, and I appreciate very much. It's going to be a lot of fun bouncing off all of these characters, but with you in that power position. Yeah, it's you hurting the cats, and
I hate it.
Yeah, Mortel's a saber-toothed tiger, even though they didn't technically exist. But yeah, so thank you all for that. I think, except for the 23rd, I think we're done until the new year. So I think this is our last show. The 23rd is our our Christmas one-shot turkey heist. Which is kind of like Honey Heist, except it's all dogs, and we are there to do terrible things to a Christmas dinner, because that's what it does when you bring all the family dogs to one Christmas dinner. This is part 2 of this. So yes, rub hands indeed. This is going to be a blast. I know what some of the dogs are going to be. I know some of the people who are going to play, so it's going to be a grand old fun time. That close to Christmas, it will be all silliness and laughs. Other than that, we are back on, I think it's January 2nd or 3rd, the Tuesday.
The
3rd, we're back with the increasingly inaccurately titled Last Hurrah of Honest John Rackham. It's not true. He's on his last hurrah, because when Bang gets a hold of him, that some bitch is done.
The betrayal, the absolute epic betrayal of Honest John Rackham, the skunk.
We'll just change it to the last.
How did you not see
honest
that coming?
My
with
ass,
names being Honest John.
Yeah. Honesty
You
is
out there, Matt
crossed
Kyle,
out
you
from now
listening?
on.
We're gunning for you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that seems to me like a curse, your sudden but inevitable betrayal moment.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of crossed out words. By the time we come back, it's just going to say another hurrah of John Rackham.
I believe him though. I believed he was honest, and I feel betrayed.
Yep.
That sounds like one of those, like the Borderlands moment where you meet
sometimes
Captain
honest.
Scarlet.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've got
definitely
you
going
in
to
chat.
betray you is written at the bottom.
We can ask you, because we got you in chat. When this was going to be a one shot, was he going to betray us? Dun dun dun.
We're also asking the people on
last
YouTube.
We're not even
draw,
going to get it. Not even
Yeah.
going to get an answer, are we? Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, no.
Comment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he was.
Still
Okay.
was. Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
That's even better. That would, good.
Well,
Because that means we didn't force you to change your story. So, yeah,
yeah,
being
the
backstabbed. no
prologue
matter
kind
what.
of gave it
Beautiful.
away.
Yeah.
When he's known for never betraying.
Oh yeah, but he
Like-
never works with the same people twice. So who
That's
would
the
know that he's
foreshadow.
never betrayed anybody, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Anyway, so for most of the next 2 weeks, we are not here except for the 23rd. Tune in on 23rd, because it's going to be the only thing in the
22nd?
next. It's Friday. Is that the 22nd?
Thursday?
The 23rd is Friday. The 22nd is Thursday.
Thursday.
And I believe
we have a DV
there was still a plan for Deviant Futures.
That day.
Is there?
I thought
Yes.
there was also
On
a
the
plan for
17th?
Wednesday, but I'm not sure.
Oh, we're doing another week. Okay, I thought I
Yeah.
cut it off this week. Okay, apparently we're doing
Oh,
another week. Shit,
okay.
Okay.
Oops.
What the fuck was
We're
that?
ending on the 23rd. That's the thing. you need to
Apparently,
take.
that's
There
what
we
we're.
go.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I'm
I
We got
good.
a
could've
break for
sworn-
Christmas Day. That's
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Cool. So tune in next week for our regularly scheduled programming. What do I know?
Who
It's
knew?
just my name on the cover of the book. Uh, with
Yeah.
that amazing knowledge
Was that
and
wrong?
vision behind the screens. Anyway, thank you to all of you. Thank you to chat. Thank you to YouTube folks watching. There's no Honest John this week, but only half the cast has to. That's only because half the cast praised the word. Okay, so there you go. So
I
no
can't
Tuesday
help it, I
this
had
week. We'll do
work.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we're done. Right? Yeah. Okay.
That's right?
Sure, it is now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that. All right. Thank you, everybody. Now that I know what our schedule is, that's good. We will see you guys all next week. Until then, please be nice to each other. Good night.
No.